Hi, I'm Karen from Perfect Day by Karen, and I just thought I'd do a video whilst everyone's stuck at home with this coronavirus going around to just give you some ideas of what you can do whilst you're stuck at home to still plan your wedding. You may have had some venue trips to come over to France or to come to your venue destination which have now been cancelled. You may have actually had to postpone your wedding, but you hadn't quite finished doing all the planning, so these are some things you could do towards the end of the planning. But you could be at any stage. You could have just got engaged, and these are some ideas for whilst you're at home to still get excited about the planning of your wedding. So the first one, not really in any order to be honest, would be to start your table plan. It's one of those things that takes a really long time, and if you leave it till the end, you could be dealing with so many different other things at the time and rushing to get it done, and then it becomes even more stressful than kind of doing it at the beginning or that kind of thing. But also, before you even do your table plan, if you haven't already, then you'd need to start with your guest list, which is another thing you could be doing at the moment, is just narrowing down who you'd like to be attending your wedding, kind of without all the influence from other people, because if you're at work, then you feel like you have to invite somebody because you work with them, or if your family and friends are involved and they might be asking for +1s or saying, oh, well, you need to invite so-and-so, whereas if you do it with just the two of you at home, then it's a great opportunity to kind of invite who you want, and then worry about adding in the extra people potentially later on. You could start a Pinterest board if you haven't already, just to kind of narrow down your theme and your ideas and pull everything together into one focal point. It's also a great way to lose time if you're kind of bored at home, just pinning away different ideas and different things on there. Another one would be to start a playlist. Doesn't matter who you're using for your entertainment, they generally will ask for some artists or some songs that you both prefer, and that way they can then make your evening entertainment from the music that you've kind of chosen. So it's a great time to start. Also, it's a great time to kind of reminisce over those songs and kind of spend an evening going over the songs that kind of mean something to both of you. If you're feeling a bit more adventurous, then you could always practice your first dance. It doesn't mean you have a massive routine laid out to rehearse. It could just be practicing dancing together to the song that you've chosen, or even choosing that song in the first place. Another couple would be to update your budget. I know a lot of people kind of forget about it, or think, oh, we'll add it on as we go along, and kind of don't, and so they collect the receipts and emails, and then at the nearer the end they start thinking, oh, actually, how much have we spent? So it's a great time to kind of put all that together and get on with making sure you haven't overspent yet, and see if you've got any money left to spend at this point. And then the last one would be to maybe write your vows if you're at that stage, or even if you aren't, and even if you've just got engaged, you could write your vows now and have a think about what you'd like to say about each other. And those are just a few of the things you can do. There's absolutely loads you could do. I mean, you could book a consultation with wedding planners, you can book consultations with other people. It's just not knowing when exactly you will be allowed to go and visit them. So it's kind of one of those kind of waiting games at this stage. But there's always Skype and video calls to be able to chat to people as well, or even just normal audio calls as well. But if you have any questions for me, or if you'd like to ask me anything, or even if you just wanted to have a chat, it's pretty boring at home all the time, unless you've got lots of things to do when you're at home, or maybe you're working from home. But yeah, if you need anything, then just get in touch.